What is going on, everybody? Continuing Avenged Sevenfold's Life is But a Dream album. This is track 2, Mattel. Like the toys? Or is there some other Mattel? The toys. The toy company? I don't know. Maybe it's something on the periodic table. Is there a Mattel on that? I don't think so. All I can think of is toys. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's someone's name. Let's check this out. Let's see the direction they go. Because the next song, I believe, is Nobody. And I've heard that. Extremely experimental. The first song, Game Over. Not extremely, but pretty damn experimental from, or at least different from what I'm used to hearing about Avenged Sevenfold. So let's see what the song in the middle is. Let's see how this transition goes. Whoa. Holy shit, they're using so many effects already. Like, what is... This is like... Korn had an album like this. Again, this will only be technically the third song on this album I've heard, but so far, it seems like we're about to go 3 for 3 on very different, like, out of the Avenged Sevenfold box that I'm kind of, like, grew to be used to. My little Avenged Sevenfold house, my safe home that I knew Avenged Sevenfold did. All this is outside that box pretty far. Protection. Woo. It holds in place my plastic bones. Gas button eyes reflect an image. It all seems as it should, but there's nobody home. I did like that transition though. That was pretty sweet because the bass was doing its thing. It was a nice little bass line, and then they put heavy bass, like literally turned up the bass's bass hard for that. Pretty unique. So I liked that. That's where the painted trees, toy yellow birds up on the rooftop scene, and chorus with the buzzing bees. Melting sun and leading beams from the sky being out on a string, while boredom tears me apart at the seams. Now I know this might sound crazy, but I've smelled the plastic daisies, and it seems we found ourselves in... Come on. Railhead consumed with major nothings. Ears made of wax unfit to hear. Day after day it all plays over. Dedicated loop, same year after year. Please attend. All model citizens. RCP if we can count you win. Empty as we play with. Like that. Like during this this chorus here. Why is that effect, that heavy echo on his voice? For what? Doesn't need it. He sounds fine. Like adding a little reverb to a vocal is fine. Especially if it's like a big yell or big scream, or it's the last important word of a bar. Fine. Reverb the hell out of that. Let it boom and beckon into the night. But to have it echo the entire, and it's a heavy echo. Not like a nice, calm, well-mixed reverb. It's a heavy echo like he's singing in a bathroom in a subway. It's during the entire
chorus here. Why? I'm musically kind of confused. See, like for that good night fits there perfect.
know this might sound crazy, but I've smelled the plastic daisies, and it seems we've found ourselves in.
Okay. Even this breakdown, I thought we were going in a correct, like a right direction there. Because again, I don't need it to be heavy. I like the best parts of this song are like when he's talking about the plastic daisies and it's super soft. It's the best parts. Just his voice, a slight instrumental in the background, it works. But it's like they're doing so much. Let me know, is there a different producer on this? Do they have like a new production person helping out? Or was someone like really fucking baked? Or like maybe it's like a midlife crisis type of thing. Again, I said Korn had one of these. Again, only the third song, so we might go back onto a different path. But so Korn had a full album where it was their worst album. I think they had like 2 songs that were good to me. The rest, they were doing so fucking much. Like it's as if they really wanted to try something. It's like they got baked and heard a Linkin Park album and they heard Crawling. And they're okay, we can do that. And started fucking around with mixing, and it just went left. This is almost like they heard a 9 Inch Nails album and just thought they were Trent Reznor for a minute. And just started throwing in all these effects they had. Like all these sound effects. Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Toss that in there. It's like, this little breakdown, it started off promising. He did a nice little scream or a nice little yell. The drums started double pedaling. We were doing our thing. But then when the guitar, I expected a solo to start. And maybe it will. But what a weird way to start it.
Ourselves in.
What is that? There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Was this final third too fucking hard? It's like a whole different song. And actually, what they're doing for the final third was a lot easier to do. It just doesn't have the effects. Not near as much. There's still some. I like this little kind of like a R2D2-ish sound in the background, like he fell down some steps. But that's fine. That's okay. It's not. It makes sense for the sound. Just the first 2/3, there were so many effects that didn't seem to make musical sense. Like in Nobody, very effects heavy, but it all makes sense. It's just effects heavy, but it makes sense. Same with Game Over. A lot of effects, very experimental sounding, but made sense. Here, the first 2/3, there were one echoes that didn't. Why were they there? And the breakdown had that weird kind of guitar sound. Just take all that shit away from this song, and we're good to go. Especially this final third so far, been really good. Yeah. If you just removed half of the effects from that song, it'd be a very good song. Very good. Because that final third, we were actually cooking. Not because you got no. It made sense. It worked. That's what this song should have been. The final chorus, the way they did the smelling the plastic flowers, that's what should have been the main chorus for the song. It worked. That sounded great. How's this album about to go? Let me know. Let me know. I'm about to get some more beverage. How fast am I going to go through this drink? Also, let me know what you guys are drinking down below. And what did you think of this song? Honest answers. Again, feel free to say I'm an asshole and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That's fine. It's perfectly acceptable. I probably am. But it just, this now I guess around, probably up to like 14 or 15 now, Avenged Sevenfold songs I've heard. And they've all come from different moments in time, I think. I think everything except maybe their first album. Everything else, I think I've heard at least one song off every album. I would guess. And none of it sounded like what these three songs have sounded like, which is okay, as long as it just makes sense. This one didn't. This is Mattel. Final third was good, but overall as a song, this is probably the worst Avenged Sevenfold song I've heard so far. I think someone once commented on one of my videos, Avenged Sevenfold videos, in the comment section. Someone said, I think in the video I said that I was asking why such and such song wasn't a single, because it sounded like it should be a single. And some guy said that, you say that about every song you've heard from Avenged Sevenfold. It's like, well, when you listen to a single, you'll know why these aren't singles. I don't know. This one, I can tell you, this one shouldn't be a single. It did not sound like a single. Game Over didn't even sound like a single. Nobody sounded like a single. Just saying. Not every song of theirs do I love. I've loved the other, 11. We're fucking great. We're really fucking good. Bangers. This one was tough. This one was tough. A lot of flaws. And the first Game Over was okay. It will grow on you, I think. It's one of those growers. But it wasn't right straight out a banger. No. And Nobody was pretty good. Nobody was pretty good. Now on to track 4. Because we've heard Nobody. It's on the channel. So I'm going to go on to track 4. Holy shit. Now, track 4, we're officially in the meat of the album. I think there's 11 or 12 songs. We're right in the meat on track 4. That will tell us a whole lot about the direction of this album. Don't get scared now. And if you are still here, then you are a real one. Give me a break. I'm honest. Fuck. Other reactors just lie and they do cartwheels and say everything's great. Honesty on this fucking channel.